Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Kashish Mendratta. In the C++ STL videos lecture series, we have made 3 videos. In the first video, we have discussed about the C++ templates. In the second video, we have discussed about the custom template, which is a vector. And in the third video, we have discussed about the components of the STL. So STL consists of 3 main components. One is the containers. So containers are the data structures in which we can store the data in some different ways, having some functionality with each container. After that, we have discussed iterators, which are just how we can access the container elements. So algorithms are means what the algorithms we can run on different containers. So it makes our work easy. For example, if we have to write a binary search, we have to write a couple of lines of code, but it provides us the interface by which if it provides us a method by which we can directly find we can directly apply binary search, we can directly sort the elements. So all these stuffs. So in this video, I will be discussing about the vector, which is a container. So what is a vector? Vector is a dynamic array. So what is a dynamic array? So for example, we have an array of 3 elements and we have 1, 2 and 3 stored in it, and after that if we want to add some element, we can't add because the array is already of size 3. But if we have a dynamic array, we can increase the size of an array when we put new elements in that. For example, the size of an array is 3, we have 3 elements filled. Now when I try to put 4 in that, what it will be doing, that it will be increasing the size of an array. It will be increasing the size from 3 to say 6, and after that it will be pushing 4. So fifth and sixth position will still be empty. It how it expands the space? It expands the space by allocating a new array. For example, just we have 1 to 3. What it will be doing is that it will be allocating a new array of size 6 and copying 1, 2 and 3 in new array and deleting the previous array and then inserting a new element. So this is how the dynamic arrays works. It is not needed for you to learn that how the vectors work. It's just of the curiosity I told you that how is a vector implemented. So vector is an array. So how we declare that? So here we write a vector, and in that we write the type of vector we want to declare, then vector name. So this is a template and we have to include the vector if we want to use it. So I have included hash include vector to include the vector. So let's suppose we want to create a vector of integers. So what we will be saying, that vector of int, and let's say I give the name v. So there are different ways by which we can initialize a vector. I will be telling you each way. The first way is just writing vector int v. So what it will be doing, that it will be creating a vector, but it will not be having any element in that. So now suppose we want to create a vector with 5 elements. So we can create by this way. We can write the constructor and specify the that we want 5 elements in that. And suppose we want to create now 7 elements. We want to create a 7 elements and the value of each element would be 1, let's say. So in this case, as we have not specified the value of the 5 elements, it would be all zeros, and here we have not specified, let's say it be 4. So it will, what it will be doing, that it will be creating the 4 elements of 1 1 each, and here it will be creating an empty array, empty vector we can say. So I have created a helper function print vector to trace that what we are doing. So I print all the vectors. So print vector v1, copying that, print vector v2, now print vector v3. So let's see that whether output comes as expected. Okay. So first it is empty because there is empty vector because there is no element in that. We have not specified any element. Yeah. So after that we have the 5 zeros as expected, and after that we have the 4 ones. So now we can also find the size of each vector. I am commenting all this stuff so that we can make some new changes. So how we can find the size of a vector? So we just have to write a member function or v1 dot size or vector name dot size to find the size of an vector. So let's find the size of all the vectors. So the vector 1 will be of size 0, vector 2 will be of size 5 and vector 3 will be of size 4. Yeah, so first vector is of size 0 and second vector is of size 5 and third vector is of size 4. Now the other member functions of vector are, suppose we want to clear a vector, we have the 5 elements in the second vector and we want to clear a vector. So what we will be doing is that I will be applying v2 dot clear and I will be seeing its size again. So let's see. So it should be 0, where it is, yeah, so it is 0 5 0 4. So v1 is of size 0, then v2 is of size 5, we have cleared the v2 vector and then v2 dot size and it is of 0 element. Now how we can access the array, how we can access a vector? So vector can be accessed using some for loop, or so here you can see that we can, so it is a for loop in which what we have to do is that we have to just specify the types. We can specify the int because every vector is of type int. So what it will be doing, that it will be iterating over the vector and during each iteration the element means the current element in that vector and we can just use that. If we don't want to use it, what we can do is that we can specify just how we used to specify the arrays. I will be clearing that. Suppose I want to find the third element of a vector. So v1 doesn't exist third element. So for example, we want to find the third element. So we can just do it as we do in the case of an arrays, v2 and providing the index. Yeah, so v2 was empty. Let's try it for v3. So the third index of v3 is 1, so it will be outputting 1. Yeah, so how we can add the elements into an array, then I will be showing you different way of accessing the array also. So if we want to push something back on the array, what we can do is that we can write vector name dot push back and specify the value. So for example, I want to push 3 after the 4 ones, so we can verify using the print vector v3 and now we want to access the last element. So yeah, let's see. Yeah, so 3 has been pushed after the all ones and now we have accessed the fourth index of v3. So 0 1 2 3 and fourth index would be 4. Yeah, so this is, so we can access in this way, and also what we can do is that we can access using the iterators. So v3 dot begin is the one iterator, v3 dot begins means we are at the 0th element. So I want the fourth index, what I can do is that I can add 4. So it will be pointing towards the fourth index and we want the value at that, so we put the star ahead. So it will be giving the same output as v3 at fourth index. Let's run that. Yeah, so these two lines, 23rd line and 24th lines are equivalent. So these are the different ways by which we can access the array. We can also print the array using the iterators. What we can do is that we can say that iterators begin with, the begin of the iterator is, yeah, so what it means is that it is a iterator and we provide it v dot begins, means it points to the first element in the vector and we will be iterating till the it is till the IT gets. So firstly let me tell you what's v dot end. So it is v dot, so take an example of this vector. So this is v dot begin, this is v dot begin plus 1, this is v dot begin plus 2, this is v dot begin plus 3, and v dot end is after the last element. Just listen carefully, v dot end is not the iterator to the last element, it is the iterator after the last element. So in this case v dot end, v3 dot end would be equals to v3 dot begin plus 4. It is, this is v3 dot begin plus 3 means third index after that. So it's not the end, it's after the end iterator. So we mean so it means that we want to iterate till it reaches v dot end. So means we are iterating all the elements, and similarly we are just displaying that. Let's see, will it give the same result? There is v not okay. So there is no v, so let's say v3. Yeah, so it is giving the same output, it's running, and yeah, so it is giving the same output. So this is also a different way to access the all elements, but this is the better way which we have used in the print vector. So this is a pushback, so we can make the pop back also. First let me push some elements. Three, 4, 5 and 6. We have pushed the 4 elements after the 4 ones, and let's print v3. So there are 4 ones and 3, 4, 5, 6 are the 4 elements which we have pushed. So the opposite of pushback is pop back. So pop back, what it do is that it removes the element from the end. So in the place of pop back, what push back, we have pop back, and we don't need to specify anything because we just want to remove the elements. So what it will be doing is that it will be removing firstly 5. So we can print that, and after that it will be removing 6. So after, so the output would be the 6 would be removed in first pop back and 5 would be removed in the second pop back. So let's run that. Yes, so 6 is removed in the first pop back and 5 is removed in the second pop back. Let's clear this. Okay, so now how we can insert the element at certain position in some vector. So what we have to do is that, for example, we want to insert in the first position in the beginning. So what we can do is that we have to specify the iterator position. So for example, I want to insert 10 in the first. So I want to insert at the first index. So first iterator is v dot begin. So what it would be doing is that it would be replacing the 0th index with the 10, and after that it will be pushing everything to the right. So the output would be 10 and 4 ones and 3, 4, 5, 6 after that. Let's test it out. Okay, v doesn't exist, it should be v3. Okay, we are not printing the vector. Yeah, so 10 occurs first and after that 4 ones and 3, 4, 5, 6. Now what if we want to insert at some index? Let's say I want to insert at third index. So what we can do is that I can specify v3 dot begin plus 3. So that means it's the iterator to the third index. So third index would be 10, and after that let's say we will want to insert 7. So the output would be, firstly 10 is there, after that first index, second index, and we want on the third index 0 1 2 3. So third index would be 7, and after that 2 ones and 3 4 5 and 6. So let's test it out. Yeah, so 10, 2 ones, फिर 7, then 1 1, then 3 4 5 6. So this is how we insert element at any position in a vector. And now let's erase the element. So let's say I want to erase the element at the third index. We have created the element at the third index. Now let's say I want to erase that 7 also. So what I can do is that I can say v3 dot erase, then I just need to specify the iterator, then print that also. So the 7 would be removed and 4 ones will be in continuous. So let's test it out. Yeah, so it is removed the third index. So what if we want to remove elements from zeroth in, from one index to third index, let's say? So what we can do is that we can specify a range. So v3 dot erase, v3 dot 1 and v3 dot begin plus 3. Yeah, then print the array, print the vector. I might be using vector and array interchangeably, but I mean vector. Yeah, so what, so this was the array. Now what we are doing is that we have specified the two iterators 1 and 3. So the first iterator is 1. So what it has done is that it has moved the first and second iterator. So just I said that v dot end was after the end. So this was, so what it is doing is that it is removing 1 2 3, but 3 is not included. So it has removed the first and second element. So yeah, so what if we want to remove the elements after the, you can say after the first element? So what I can do is that I can just specify v3 dot end. So what it means is that only one element will be left and all the elements from the first index would be removed. So let's test it out. Yeah, so only 10 is left, and from 1 to end the elements are being erased. So this was all about the 1D vector. We can also create the 2D vectors also. Yeah, so I am erasing that so that the things are not complex. I am removing the first and second line. So the best way to create a 2D vector, so what we have to create is, we have to create a vector of vector. So that creates a 2D vector. So the best way to create a 2D vector is just like we have to, how we can create a vector v2, just like vector name, then number of elements, initialize value. So we have to create a vector. So firstly we have to specify the rows, because we want to create a vector of vectors. So it's like this, we want to create a vector of vectors. So firstly we need to tell how many vectors we need to create. That means we have to specify the number of rows, let's say v. So we have to specify the number of rows, and in each row the element is a vector. So we need a vector, and what is the size of the vector? So that would be the columns, and what we want the value of each column. let's say we want the value 1. So what it will be doing is that it would create a 2D matrix with rows and columns, and value of each is 1. So let's test it out. So I just copy this line and comment it out. So let's say I want to create 5 rows and 3 columns. So how we can access that? I can say that for each vector in V, then what I can say is that for each element of that vector, what we want is that we want to print that element. So let's see. Yeah, so if we want to print in the matrix form, what we can do is that we can just write an ENDL here. So yeah, it has created a 2D matrix of 5 rows and 3 columns. So this is all about the vectors, and in the next video I will be discussing about the various algorithms in the vectors. So if you have stayed in the end till right now, I am pretty sure that you would be happy about with my teaching, and you would be happy about all the concepts you have learned, and you will be learn more things in the upcoming videos. So meet you in the next video.